Yo, 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 we back. Fresh episode of Talking Game. I'm your host, Anthony LT King, Yellow Tape King, Tony, whatever you call me, lets me know what I was on when you was fucking with me. And we're back with a super special episode with John Woods, Armwood. How you doing, man?
I'm all right, brother. I'm all right, man. It's an honor. I know you guys got everything. You got a lot of stuff going on too. So to take your time out on this Sunday to have me on, I appreciate it, brother.
Yes, man. I appreciate you too. Quick response time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hey, some people would take a while, which I understand everybody has stuff going on, man. So, hey, man,
yeah,
I appreciate you getting right back with me and us being able to connect and make this happen, man.
absolutely,
For sure, for
absolutely.
sure. So, I want to start with of course, what got you into covering the WNBA?
Yeah, man. To be honest, like I always knew it was there. Growing up, and in college and stuff, I wasn't really fond to it. However, when I graduated from Rutgers in 21, it was in the peak of the pandemic, and it was really hard to get opportunities and it was kind of tough. So, I kind of turned my eyes to something that probably wasn't getting a lot of coverage and needed media coverage, the NFL and college football has all the media coverage in the world, so I couldn't break into there. So I started, just looking for different avenues and I found one of my favorite players, still currently my favorite player that got me into the Sabrina Ionescu. I was
Okay,
looking at professional teams in the area. I'm located in Jersey, so Jersey, New York, Connecticut area,
yeah,
and Sabrina. I love Sabrina since Oregon, so I started going to couple games, and back then those games was like 15, $20. You know what I mean? So it was enough that I was going to those games, and I realized the product was really good. Like it was just like people just didn't know about it.
yeah,
It was just as exciting. Obviously a little off the skill level of the NBA a little naturally, but it still was exciting. It was great basketball. You know what I mean? So I started getting into it as a fan, and I was like, bro, I think I could see myself covering this. And eventually 2020, 2021, 22 was my first year covering the Liberty, and never looked back since, man. Never looked. So I thank Sabrina and Eskin New York Liberty for breaking me into it.
yeah. That's pretty good. We talked about it a little bit before, but you tried to cover other sports before WNBA.
Correct. I did. I mean, like anyone else, I grew up on football. I played football in college. So it's just all I knew. And I knew NBA and all. Like I was a fan and lover of sports, but all those things are so populated and so overpopulated. There's a bunch of new guys trying to get in. There's a bunch of old guys that have been doing it 20, 30 years that's still in. They're not trying to move their spots. So it's just a very highly competitive entity. So to try to get your name in there and try to kind of weave your way in there is very tough. So I had to find a different route, and this would kind of open me. This would kind of open the doors for me. I got my name on some bylines. People
Yeah.
started to recognize me. Went viral a few times, and from there, people reached out, and that's how opportunities and stuff have come from. Now I get the opportunity to cover the Giants, the Jets, etc.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And guys, you'll see you go on his page or anything. Your man's on the wood. All right. He's right there. He's in the know, man. He's with his people. Um, well, I'm guessing I know the answer to this now, but I'm still gonna ask. Do you have a
Cool.
favorite team to cover, or are you a fan of a certain team? Now that
Yeah,
you're to the media.
yeah. I mean, of the WNBA, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you're.
Yeah, WNBA, yeah.
Yeah, definitely the Liberty for sure, New York Liberty. But one of my favorite teams, every time they come into town, and if I lived out there, I probably would cover more of them. Is probably I'm infatuated with the Aces, and I'm infatuated with I like it's between the Lynx and Dallas.
Okay.
I really love those teams, but it's really because of the players. I mean, like Asia, your eyes are glued to the screen. I've been covering Paige since she was at UConn. She would always come out to Jersey, play Seton Hall twice a year.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I would see her all the time. I would see her in the Big East tournament. So I love Paige. I love her game, everything about it. And who else? And the Lynx are just they're just it's to me it's a very good complementary team. And like they're the way they play is efficient, it's exciting, and you never know whose night it is. They got a lot of talent over there. They're beefing up to get with New York. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be exciting playoffs for sure.
It's definitely gonna be a good playoffs, man. Aces streaking, Liberty getting their foot and getting into the playoffs, so it's gonna be good to see. Um,
Absolutely.
you named some players, but who your favorite player to watch and cover? Since you cover these people now, it's more than just watching. Like, who's your favorite player or players to watch or cover?
Favorite player to watch is probably Paige or Caitlin.
Okay,
I want to take that. I mean, I love Sabrina too, but Sabrina, I will say, at times could be inconsistent. Sabrina could, depending on the night, she can go out and get you 30,
yeah,
15 shots, or she could go out and get you 10, if it's an off night, you know what I mean? Because that's her game. She's a shooter, so, I want to say she's more on than off. She's averaging 20 plus, like she's one of the elite scorers in the league. But I would say just like overall game, like everything combined. I love Paige. I love Enrique. Oh man, I love Caitlin. I really like I've started to grow into her game. I really like Courtney Williams.
okay.
Courtney Williams on the link, she's really good. And I've started to really, really break down, and I really enjoy Rakea Jackson game. Rakea Jackson game from top to bottom offensively. I think her bag is a lot deeper than people give her credit for.
And she's a barometer for the Sparks. I think when she
Yeah,
scores like 15, they win. So like
crazy.
she's getting buckets. So you like guards who get buckets.
Yeah, I mean, look, man. My favorite player of all time is Kobe. That's my
Okay.
favorite basketball. So that's all I know. That's all I know is get out the way. It was last 8 seconds on the shot clock. Go get busy. You know what I mean? That's all I really know. So I like bag work. I love Kyrie. I love Curry. I love guys who can create not only for themselves but also others, but also have that. Hey, look, watch out. We're down by three. There's 2 minutes left in the game. I gotta take over. I love when players have that. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I can tell. Once you mentioned players like Enrique, I can see the Kobe comparison. I'm
Okay.
here to get buckets. See, me, I think I'm more drawn to like the bigs in the league. Like,
Okay.
like I'm an Asia Wilson. You can't tell me nothing. I mean, of course, as good as she is, you can't tell me nothing about Asia Wilson. I like Figgy. I still roll with the Brittany Grinders. You know what I'm saying? Like I like bigs for some reason in the WNBA. I don't know. Like for the NBA,
Phenomenal. They're phenomenal, man.
yeah, for
Like,
sure. And oddly enough, it seemed like bigs in the WNBA, they actually bang and post up more and more physical than even watching in the NBA. And I still kind of miss that part of the game.
that's true. I think it's slowly changing. Like there's teams on the WNBA that have stretch bigs now,
Yeah.
but for the most part, like one of the biggest stretch bigs is on the Liberty, Jonquel Jones. She's amazing, but she also could get down in the paint and bang too. So I think because they can't dunk, you know what I mean, or they're not dunking as frequently.
Yeah.
I think they're forced to kind of play with their back to the basket, hit the low fadeaways up and on. I would agree with you. I think the moves that I see in the WNBA on the low block in the NBA don't exist anymore. I haven't seen really an up and under in the NBA from a big in a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think once you said that, it's like I can't even.
You see the baby hooks, you see fade away, you see those, but like I remember like I grew like I said I grew up on Kobe. I used to see Pau Gasol destroy. I used to see KG
Yeah.
get down there and really destroy people.
If you see an up and under now in the NBA, that's like I like you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
oh
kind of
snap.
crazy.
Like you
Kind
haven't seen that in a while.
Even the mid range is dying. In the WNBA, very potent and
I
it's
mean,
still relevant.
Paige had a quote like a week ago. Player they don't know how to defend it, so she's gonna keep eating in the mid range.
Hundred
But
percent.
I will say this though, just to talk NBA real quick. The best scorers in the NBA score from the mid range, still to this day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like all the best scorers, they still score in the mid range. So I don't get the myth. I really don't.
It sucks. I mean, I get it. The 2 plus 3, 2 for 3. I get it, but I think most of your best scorers or most of your most skilled scorers start from the mid range, and because it opens up your game. Like it's so hard to cover. If you could cover the mid range, You can cover that 3-point line. You could cover, kind of in the paint. If you can't cover that mid range, that means he could kill you from three levels. He could heat up, get his confidence right, start draining them from deep. He could still kill you for 20 points or plus in the mid
Yeah,
range, and then he could get down low and bang with you. So it's a long night, man. If you can't stop that mid range, it's a long, long night.
man. Master that two dribble pull up. You'll be good. You have a long, successful career, man. Um, Back to the W though. Things have been changing. Things have changed rapidly with the league.
Absolutely.
But what changes would you like to see for the W?
Um, I mean, the biggest one is to see these girls get paid, man, or see these women get paid. I do think I'm not so on the like pay us just as much as I'm not really. We got to be realistic about things. There is a business side. They're not bringing in the money the NBA is, so I'm cool with let's pump the brakes on that. But I do believe they should be getting paid more than what they're getting paid. There are people who work 9 to 5 to get paid more than these girls,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
teachers in America that get paid more than.
it's absurd. Yeah, like I know for a fact there are doctors with bigger salaries than some of the best players in the W.
Yeah,
And there's no knock to doctors or anything. I mean, God, we need them and they deserve their salary as well. But I think it's more reflection on the W and and what they kind of think of these players. But more so outside the pay, I think because you hear it all the time, a lot of these players complain about facilities and complain about the things around them to try to elevate them to play at this high level. For instance, the Chicago Sky is crazy. They said just up until I think this season, they were sharing locker rooms in like a YMCA. It was like a local YMCA. They were practicing and playing it, and it's like that's crazy. Like Courtney Williams explained the story. She had to go walk through the YMCA, and they were like in an open locker room with like regular civilians sharing lockers, and it's like I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that in the grand scheme, but it's just like it's kind of crazy, man. Like treat these players, get them their own facility, and I think that's why Unrivaled and stuff like that was so big because not only did they have their own arena, they actually had full-time trainers with them. It was kind of I opened their eyes to what they can expect because a lot of these girls they play high-level college, D1, LSU, and that's all they know. The facilities are top notch. You're not going to have a BS facility at a SEC or Big Ten school. You're just not.
yeah.
So then you get to the W, you make it to the pros, and it's just you don't have the tools to elevate and last long in the league. So I do think that needs to change dramatically. I think they need to invest more in their players while investing in the players themselves.
I can agree with that. You know something that I don't understand, especially with some of it's supposed to be backed by the NBA, right?
Correct.
How could the Chicago Sky not use some of the Bulls facilities? You know,
Mhm.
like it doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know the business side of it, but it's like, some of these places are in NBA cities. They should be more tied to these NBA teams. And the financial backing behind it should, I would think, include facilities. You know what I'm saying? Like that's actually wild.
I agree. I think there is a business aspect of it. Someone had to break it down for me because I didn't quite understand technically. But I mean, it's a sad reality, I think. I like to think, but I do agree. I mean, if anything, they should be sharing some type of facility with the Bulls. However, I do think a lot of the times the Bulls arena, like most arenas, when the Bulls aren't playing, they're occupied either by WWE, there's concerts,
Sure.
because just like anything else, they have a schedule too. So, I mean, that's still no excuse. I think you should schedule in the WNBA. Like, you know what I mean? You should be able to schedule them in. But that's probably the reason why you don't see them playing in the Chicago Bulls as well.
Yeah. Do you think, and I'm probably, oh, let me see, I lost my question. Probably jumping a little ahead. But do you think like the unrivaled created a created more leverage for the players, like heading into the CBA?
Yeah, well, I don't know about leverage, but I do think it opened their eyes up. They opened their eyes up to what they were settling for was unacceptable.
Yeah.
I do. I don't know if it opened more. If anything, I think it might have kind of caused more of a divide because it's almost like a slap in the face. Like you go back to the W, and you're like, I got to deal with this bull. You know what I mean? Versus like the unrivaled, you're like, yo, I'm getting treated how I'm supposed to get treated. I'm one of the top players, been the top player for
Yeah,
10 plus years. Like Brianna Stewart's been a top three player for forever. You
yeah,
know, she said when she went to Unrivaled and when she finally got to Brooklyn, but when they go to New York Liberty, they're sharing the Brooklyn Nets facilities. So they're
yeah,
getting the top notch, but they're sharing the Brooklyn Nets. It's not really their own. So even Brianna Stewart, she was like when she got to Unrivaled, it was like her first time really experiencing that type of luxury. And so I think it caused a divide because definitely the commissioner wasn't a fan of it, and she's open about it. She was not a fan. Um, so I think it's a good divide, but I think it was needed so they can open up their eyes to be like, oh, this is what we deserve, and
yeah.
what we're getting is unacceptable.
True that. True that. Want to ask you, how do you feel about the expansion of the WNBA? And how do you feel about the cities that were chosen? Because it was a little uproar from
Yeah.
was it Cunningham, Sophie Cunningham?
Hopefully, kind of, yeah, she went viral a little bit, yeah. I mean, look, I like it. I think there should be more than freaking, what is it, 12 teams, I think, or 13.
At
Something
12.
like I think it should be more. And I do think a lot of these cities deserve it. Like the fact they took it away from Detroit. Detroit's a big staple in this country, and especially when it comes to sports, a lot of sport history, a lot of history in Detroit. I was happy to see Detroit in the Midwest get a team. Philly, I'm super happy to see Philly. It won't happen until 2029, which kind of sucks. That's a long time, but Philly absolutely deserves one. They're one of the best sports towns in the country. I believe who else was getting one? I think Cleveland. I saw
Well, yeah,
Cleveland. I'm not gonna lie. I've heard from other people. I've never been to Cleveland, but I've heard it's a great city and it's one of the best sports towns.
yeah,
I can't confirm or deny, to be honest. I just know that Jakeem Noah, whoever goes to Cleveland, you know what I mean? I just know that, to be honest. So I'm gonna take a lot of the people word for it who's spoken to me. I've never experienced it, so I can't confirm or deny. But I think it's cool. Small market teams need cities too. Um, so Cleveland, and I'm not sure the other one. But I like the move with Golden State. Giving it out to Cali. I think that's really cool.
yeah. Then you got Portland coming.
Oh, Portland. Yeah, Portland kind of threw me for a loop. I don't. I didn't really understand the Portland move, but hey, look, it is what it is. I like more expansion. I just think the only problem I have with it is expanding without taking care of your players who got you there. You know what I mean? Without taking or handling the business that got you there. Because if you're expanding, you're literally biting off more than you could chew. I think Sabali said that. I think Satu kind of said the same thing. It's amazing. They need more teams. They need more players. There's a lot of players that should be in the W that don't really get opportunities. That's a whole process within itself. How many girls get cut, and it makes no sense really. So I'm excited to allow more opportunity in the W. I am a lot more excited for that.
Look, I'm for it, but Miami not having a team, Houston not having a team.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You're right. Like I didn't think about the small market teams needing like a piece of the pie. And like small market teams, they have more diehard fans, right? Especially like if you're in
Mm-hmm.
Portland and like in the summer, that's the only game in town. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't even think about that part of it. And that's
Even
gonna,
Indiana. Even
yeah,
Indiana. They go crazy for Caitlin, but that's because all they got is them and the Hoosiers. That's
that's
it.
it. So like I get that. But that was my question. Like, do you feel like they should have waited until they figured out the CBA first and like took care of business before they was like, let's go four more teams? And four teams is a lot of
That,
expansion.
that is.
It's a lot of
It is.
expansion, you know.
Like I said, I think their hearts in the right place. I think the sentiment was I think it was a good move, to be honest, or at least a step in the right direction. The only thing I will say, I'm just concerned with, don't bite off more than you could chew, man. Because if you expand and you can't even deal with the players you got now, when you expand, Lord knows what those facilities might look like, and Lord knows. the amount of money that's going to be dumped into them very minimal, So I just more so will worry about the teams you got to end, what you're building your core, and then from there, let's take care of expanding. So I like I said, I don't hate it. I like it. It's in a step in the right direction, but take care of home first.
I can feel that. Do you just real quick about expansion? Did the
Yeah.
WNBA miss the mark not putting Paige Beckers in Golden State?
Say it one more time.
Did the WNBA miss the mark not putting Paige Beckers in Golden State?
No, to be honest, I think AZ Fudd's going there. I think AZ Fudd's going to Golden State. I think that's the play. I think she signed the Curry brand. She knows Curry. She knows Curry family. She knows all. They have the same management group.
Oh snap!
They play alike. I think, and I really think the W has done well putting stars in smaller markets. So I do think if Paige would have went to Golden State, and AZ per se, like knock on wood, but she doesn't pan out wherever she goes, she may not it may not translate to the market. You know what I mean? So if she goes to Golden State, they're not as great right now. They're still building, but I
Yeah,
think she'll complement Kayla Thornton, and all those girls really well. I think so.
okay. See, that's why I have you on, man. This is why. You know what I'm saying? Put me up on game, man. Um, so MVP race heating up.
Yeah, it's close, man. I can
It,
go either way.
look, I'm gonna tell you something. We just meeting, and I said it before. Can't tell me nothing about Asia Wilson. She's my future GOAT. She's close. She's probably like an MVP or a chip away for me personally. But Fee is balling out of control.
Yeah, Fee. It's tough, man, because the only reason I don't think, and I love Asia, but Asia was just her fourth one in a row, or whatever the case. Like
Or
it's either
like,
her third or fourth or whatever in a row. The only reason I lean towards Fee is because Fee was more consistent throughout the season. She got hurt,
yeah,
she got hurt and missed the kind of tail end.
yeah,
Asia heated up. Once Fee got hurt, Asia started cooking, and now she's been on this crazy run.
yeah,
But I do think Fee was a lot more consistent throughout the year. She just got banged up, and as soon as she got back, she got right back to it,
yeah.
and she didn't even lose a step. So and to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I think Minnesota gets overlooked a lot. I mean, their market is just out there. I think Minnesota gets overlooked.
Yeah.
And I think Fee kind of deserves to be in those Asia Wilson talks. I mean, Asia Wilson is the WNBA. I think she's the pillar. But I'm not gonna lie, in the last 3 years, a lot of people got to put some respect on Fee's name. She's carried, and she's like a silent killer. Everything she does, she's not too loud. You don't catch her going viral on TikToks and stuff. She's a mom, like she's just a plain Jane, but she gets on the court and she gets buckets. So I like Fee's game. I respect it.
So I got a question.
Yeah, talk to me.
Covers the WNBA. It's just is a two horse race for the MVP. It's probably it
Say
is.
it again.
Huh?
One more time.
Is a two horse race for the MVP, right? That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
What would it take? Like, what would Alyssa Thomas have to do to be considered an MVP in the league?
bro. I love Alyssa Thomas. The big part is winning. She just hasn't been on winning franchises. Like the Connecticut Sun struggle. The Phoenix Mercury struggle. You know, I just think at the end of the day, it's gonna be more so what she's contributing to her team, but I don't know if she's contributing to winning.
Oh,
And I think that's the big difference. Like she's gonna put up a crazy stat line. There's no big out there getting triple dubs and students. She's crazy, man. Alyssa Thomas is a freight train running down the court. I love her game. I just it's hard. It's hard to put you in an MVP race when your team doesn't make the playoffs, or your team
yeah.
is in the playoffs and gets knocked out first round. You know what I mean? Like it's tough to put it in now. Age, all your MVPs are having long reigns, but I will say the only thing Alyssa Thomas doesn't have, or I don't think Alyssa Thomas has ever been built with complementary pieces around it. I think Asia Wilson's always had a better team. I think Fee's always had a better team. I think Alyssa Thomas has flourished on teams where she's the main guy. I do
Okay, the
think
last couple of years though.
Excuse me.
Connecticut was okay the last couple of years though. They weren't
Who?
terrible. This Connecticut, the Sun.
They weren't. I mean, they're not terrible. They were not terrible, but like when you're again, they would make the first round and either get knocked out by who? Asia or Sabrina or New York.
True,
You
true.
know, they haven't. I don't. I mean, well, I think last year they went. I think they went to the second. I think they got out. I think they got out the first, and then I think they went to the second. But same, and then they ran into Asia, and they ran into us. You know, so it's just one of those things. I think, to me, Alyssa is almost like the mellow. She's like the mellow of the W a little bit. She's like people respect her. We know she's a dog,
Yeah,
but it's a little different when you run into Bron and Kobe. It's a little different. It's a little different, you know. So I love Alyssa Thomas. I do think now, say you take Alyssa Thomas off and put her on a Liberty. You put her on a Phoenix. I mean, oh, it's not Phoenix. Excuse me. You put her on a Minnesota. I think we're having different talks.
yeah.
You know.
I can see that. I can see that.
But I
Um,
love Alyssa Thomas. There's no shot. Love Alyssa.
no, I just know that she's probably going to be third in MVP votes, and she just seems like the player that's. I'm a baseball guy. I don't know if you're into baseball.
Big Mets guy.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, but um, Yankees fan, bro, Yankees fan.
Ooh.
But
Uh,
but
tough.
like Jose Ramirez for the
Okay.
Cleveland Guardians, right?
Yep.
He probably will never win an MVP. And he's always putting up, he's going to bat between 290 and 300, 30
Absolutely.
runs, 30 stolen bases. It's just 100 RBIs, but it's like, yeah, you just missing something.
I mean, sometimes it's always just who you're playing with too. Like, I mean, Judge has had like, you know, I mean, not to, now we're talking base, but Judge has freaking had three legendary seasons.
Yeah.
You know, who else is over there
Like now
in
you
that?
got Kyle Riley about to hit 50. Well, already hit 50.
Riley's balling. You know, there's a lot of guys. Last year you had Soto too. You know, like you
Yeah.
know what I mean. So like, it's people over. I know when you come over to the NL, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
So I love Ramirez, but Ramirez couldn't even. He probably wouldn't even sniff the top five over there, and he goes to NL. You got Bryce, you got Lindor, you got Pete, you
Got
got Tani. Yeah, you got. Oh my God, you got. It's too much. It's too much. You know. So Ramirez again is one of those guys. He's elite, one of the top guys. It's always levels though. It's
yeah,
levels.
it's true. I can feel that. I can feel that.
Yeah.
So we got playoffs around the corner.
Yeah.
Who's your pick to win it all?
It's gonna be a rematch. I think I got and I think to be honest, I'm rolling with home team. Always rolling with New York. And I think we're finally getting healthy when it matters. I think we're finally putting together good wins. We're not just beating teams. Last night we ended up losing. It was pretty ugly, but a lot of people sat. We're getting ready for the playoffs, you know. So um, I'm not looking too much into that. But we're getting healthy when we need to. It's just we got to string together some wins. I think the only thing Liberty's missing right now, we got to get hot.
Yeah.
We're inconsistent right now. We're winning the games we're supposed to, and we're beating teams we're supposed. But it's like we're too close. You know what I mean? We got to put together some good wins and really get hot. And if it's not them, it's probably gonna be Minnesota. I don't see. I love Asia. Asia team isn't good enough. Her and Jackie right now. Jackie's been inconsistent. She's been in and out the lineup, and they don't. They have key guys, but they don't have enough to really get them over that hump.
Yeah. I think the Aces are figuring it out too late.
That's what I'm. They're finally getting in the group, but you never know. Sometimes that's what it is. You can
Yeah.
get hot,
Yeah,
and
true.
you can ride that wave. So, and you got Asia. You always got a shot with Asia. You
Best
always got
player,
a shot. You know,
basketball is one of those unique sports where if you got the best player on the court, you got a chance.
you got a shot. You
You
got a
know,
shot.
other
So,
sports, it might not matter at all. But basketball, if you got the best player, you got a shot.
absolutely.
Um, I think like a week ago, maybe it had to be over a week ago, the Liberty lost to the Aces.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to my dad, and I told him, I don't care who won. The Liberty are the best team in the league. Like
See,
top to bottom, like that
either us
roster,
or Minnesota. Yeah, either us or Minnesota for
like
sure.
that roster is crazy. And that was without Breonna Stewart. But
You know what I mean?
you bring in oh my gosh, I'm gonna say her name wrong. Musamin.
I know you're talking about. Yes, 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 yes. Emma Mess.
Let you do it.
It's a nickname. Yes, it's a nickname for it. We call it.
I'm
Her
gonna
last name is very hard to say, but she won MVP with Della Don on the court.
when you bring people like that in,
Amazing,
and then her and Jonquel Jones playing high-low action,
amazing.
you still have Sabrina. You still got Febrich. Brianna Stewart wasn't even on the court at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too much. It really is.
People don't sleep. Don't sleep, man. I'm starting to make a push for that six man of the year, or I think Kennedy Burke's got a case, man. Kennedy Burke's got a case. Marina Johannes is a freaking microwave, walking 10 points. Is going. Don't let her get hot.
Yeah,
Don't let
man.
her get hot.
I think, and you got to play the game. But if I'm just looking at the rosters, I just don't see how the Liberty don't win it. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a matter of them figuring it out. That's all. Sometimes now there is a thing. Sometimes you got too many chefs in the kitchen because Natasha Cloud can go out and get 20. We got people. We got people. Isabel Harrison is capable of going out to get 15, 20 points. We have a lot of people. Even Nayara Sabali, she's been out. She's been out of the lineup all year.
Yeah.
You know, and she's a stud. She can come back, and she might not put up crazy 20, 30 points, but she'll go out and
Great.
get maybe 10 points. But those 10 points will be the clutches. She'll get out 10 points. She'll probably get 11 boards, and that's the game. That'll
Look
be
at,
the determining factor.
look at game 5 of the finals last year.
And she won. It's crazy because I was talking to one of my other reporter colleagues, and I was like, we're gonna need an X factor. It's not gonna be Sabrina. It's not gonna be Stewie. We level out with Minnesota too much. It's gonna be that guy off the bench. So
Yeah.
either it's gonna be Phoebus takes over, or it's gonna be like a Sabal. Someone's got to step up.
Yeah.
And ironically, it was Nyara, and I seen it. Once I seen it, I was like, oh yeah, that's vintage Oregon. That's vintage Oregon right there. I was like, I love it. I love it. She won them that game. She hands down. There's no doubt about it. She won them that game.
Sure. For sure, man. And I was looking. It's crazy because watching that game, I knew the expansion draft was on the horizon. And I was like, I
Yep.
wonder, like I can't put her in that. Not after the finals. She might have been teetering.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, but it did hurt when we lost KT. It hurt, But I think KB stepped up and was ball. People don't know. They may not understand. Like KB, I think last year, like kind of just played her role, get in, play some defense. KB was a MVP over there in France. She was a multiple time MVP.
Yeah.
Like KB she can get buckets, and she's shown it this year. This year, she's got a lot more confidence. She's playing a lot more confidence. She got a lot more freedom with the ball, and she's out there strapping people up too, man. So, I was hurt at first. I was like, damn, we lost KT. And you seen what she's doing over there in Golden State, and she
Also,
freaking yeah, all star. You know what I mean? Like she's balling. So, but KB stepped right in her role, and she's been killing it. So. I just think, I really think like once they put it together, because believe it or not, everyone's been hurt. Stewie's been hurt sometimes. Sabrina's probably been the only. John Quell was hurt half the year. So this season they didn't really get much time together. Now
yeah.
they have a lot of chemistry, but we didn't get a lot of time with our team healthy. We probably had the first 10 games and we started off, I think like 11-1.
Yeah.
Something stupid, you know what I mean? So it's just a matter now that everyone's finally getting back, we need to do that again.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to get scary.
The good thing is you guys have a little bit of time, right? Like everybody's not
Yeah,
getting healthy
yeah,
the
yeah.
last game of the season. You're just trying to figure it out in a couple
Yeah,
practices.
these last couple of games, they're probably benching people, get healthy, we're all gearing up for the play because we're going to make the playoffs. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're set. It's just a matter of who we play and, pretty much just like how we match up, depending on if we're healthy or not.
There'll be some good playoffs though.
Oh, I'll be honest. I don't care what anyone says. The WNBA playoffs was better than any playoff sport I've seen this last season. Like, I think they carried playoffs. Like, I liked it better than NBA playoffs. I like the only NBA series I really loved was the Golden State and Houston. That Houston series was really good. But
Yeah.
I think the WNBA playoffs, top to bottom, was better than hockey playoffs, better than baseball playoffs. I mean, freaking the Dodgers ran through everyone, even the Mets. My Mets held it down. We got a couple games out of there, but I think I think the WNBA like postseason, a lot of eyes should be glued. The only thing that was probably just as much, if not more, was women college basketball.
True. I think the thing with that makes it so exciting is first round is the best of three.
I love it. You got to win too, baby.
Ain't no fill out games when it's a best of three.
You got to win
You gotta
too.
you gotta go after it, So I think
Yep.
that's what the pressure, the need, the urgency to win. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you miss from the NBA. And you even see it in the first round. You get it feels like fill out games in the first game or two in the NBA playoffs. And like I say, WNBA, you ain't got time for that. You lose game one,
You down. Pressure's on.
pressure's on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an immediate elimination game, man.
hmm
Yeah. So we're definitely in lockstep with the Liberty, man, winning it.
I have 100% the Liberty winning it, but I'll be honest, man. The Lynx are hungry, and I know how much a revenge tour can do for a team.
Yeah.
You know, they
Back to
felt
back
like
is
they
hard.
lost it. You says what?
Back to back is hard.
Always back to back's always hard, and to be honest, the Lynx feel like they got cheated last year. It,
They
it, it was a
got
schedule. Hey, look, man. The Liberty got it. You know what I mean? But the Lynx feel they really got cheated last year. And a lot of people felt that way. To be honest, it wasn't just like the Liberty. It wasn't just like the Lynx fans. So I understand what that fuel does to you, especially come playoffs. They're not trying to walk off that court and feel that again.
yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see. But I think it's clear cut. It'll probably be Minnesota or the Liberty again for sure.
true that, true that. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. Enjoy your Sunday, man.
Sure.
Been good chopping it up with you. Let everybody know where they can find you, where they can find your content.
Absolutely, yes, man. Again, my name is John Woods Armwood the third. I write for Sports Illustrated, so during football season, you'll catch me on Sports Illustrated writing for the Giants, Jets, etc. This season, I believe I'll be writing for Philly as well. So shout out to the guys. I'm always covering the W for She Got Game, SH3, GOTGAME, and my personal business page where you can just see all my work is kind of a portfolio of everything is said by Woods. SAIDBY WOODS. I cover everything from action sports, UFC, to football, to boxing, to WNBA, hockey, all of it. So, feel free to tap in. And I appreciate you, my man, Tony, for having me on, man. It's dope. Dope conversation. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Hey, we might have to have you back on talk some football.
I'm with it, man. Look, man. I'm not too Hollywood, man. You reach out, you see how fast it was. Now if I'm busy, I'll let you know. But I'm here, man. I'm here. Definitely hit me up. We'll set something up, and it'll be a pleasure to hop back on.
Yeah, man. Have you on with the guys, man. Some of the co-hosts. We can all talk, man. Football talk. It gets wild. It's fun, man.
Can you imagine? I could imagine. And football season right here, so I know people are excited. So,
Yes.
just like I said, man, feel free to reach out. We'll make it happen.
All right. I can't let you go without a Super Bowl pick, though.
Super Bowl pick
Yeah.
before week one.
Before week one. Yeah, that's what we ain't gonna wait till week
Woo!
12, man. That's too easy.
Yeah, fair. Okay, all right. Let me hop in my NFL bag. Super Bowl. I'll be honest. I'll tell you this. I think the team that is built to win right now to do it. I don't think they will though, because for whatever reason, there's a choke bug or whatever. I think the Ravens are the team to do it. They're the team built to do it right here, right now. I think they're better than any team on the NFC. I think they got the talent. I think they got the guys to do it. I think they got the fan base that's super hungry for it. To me, they're the AFC's Detroit. That's
Okay.
how I like to put it. They're like the AFC's Detroit, possibly even Philly. That's how good and loaded their team is. I think out the AFC, it's going to be hard to determine a winner, but I think out the AFC, I got the Ravens and I got Buffalo.
Okay.
I got Buffalo coming out, and I think on the NFC this year, a lot of people are high on Jaden Daniels. I love Jaden Daniels last year, but I do think with a year of film and everything,
Change his
Don't be
spot.
surprised. Don't be surprised for that sophomore slump. I don't think he's going to come out and dominate how he did last year. But I do think he's going to still play at a high level. So I'm a roll. I'm gonna be honest. I think again, built to win right now. I'm gonna have to roll with Detroit. I'm gonna have to roll with Detroit. I think Detroit is the team. I don't think Philly's back to back. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think Philly's capable to go back to back. And I do think their team's a little older now. It's a lot of wear and tear. It's a lot of football,
yeah,
playing from September into January, then the comeback for OTAs. I'm a diehard Pats fan. I've seen it. I'm a diehard Pats for 20 years. All we did was playoff Super Bowl, playoff Super Bowl. And you would see some years that wear and tear. Some of our best players, Brady got hurt. Randy was getting, like Gronk always got hurt. It's a lot of football. So, I think I do think not to plague them, but I think they're gonna deal with a lot of injuries this year. So I think NFC, I got Detroit. AFC, I'm rolling with in my heart. In my heart, I got the Ravens. In my heart, I got I think Lamar gets past Buffalo, but the playoffs are a different game, and we've seen Lamar choke. We've seen Lamar do things in the play, and we've seen Josh.
yeah.
I'm not only going to put it on Lamar. Josh has also come short. And my sleeper pick, if I had a sleeper pick in the AFC, watch out for them boys in the orange and black. Watch out if they can stay healthy.
They can't stop a nosebleed, man.
They
Get
can't.
out.
Hey, look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They can't stop a nosebleed for nothing. But they can. You can't outscore them. I don't think you can outscore them boys. I think with the right system, if they go up, if they go up 21, if they go up 28 points, like I think it's hard for a team because you got a shootout, and not too many teams' offenses have enough power to go put out 5 touchdowns.
We did a NFL show last week, and for the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl, for them to even make the playoffs, Joe Burrow has to be the MVP.
To be fair, I mean, call me crazy. I had him MVP last year.
Yeah,
He had the triple crown. I don't know how he. I mean, granted, I know why the Bengals wasn't winning.
yeah,
Yeah, but I like for player, he was the best quarterback last year. I
yeah,
know they gave it to Lamar, but when you got the triple crown and QB percentage,
yeah.
most yards, most tutties,
But I gave
what
it
are
to
we
Josh.
talking about?
It was Josh Allen last year.
Oh, excuse me, Josh. Even okay, so even like Joe Burrow's better than Josh to me.
Me too.
Joe Burrow, it goes Patty, Joe Burrow to me. I'm a purist quarterback. I know his legs ain't great. I know people are high on Lamar. I go Patty, Burrow. I like Lamar over Josh personally, but I can totally see the flip flop. But I believe yeah, man. I mean, and I think it's capable. I think Joe Burrow can go out there and easily win MVP, but it's just a matter if his team can hold him up.
Facts,
You know,
facts.
I think so. I think that's a sleeper pick. But that AFC is a round robin. You got to go past Patty. You got to get past them boys. I ain't gonna. NFC is a lot lighter. I mean, you got Detroit, Philly, Commanders.
Green Bay now.
You said who?
Green Bay now.
I don't know. I don't. Do you trust Jordan Love and those guys? You trust
I
Jordan
don't.
Love?
I don't. I don't. I didn't
That's what
pick them.
I don't.
I don't trust.
They're very inconsistent. They can be. Their defense is solid. They got that boy Rashawn Gary now from Big Jersey. Played against him in high school. Rashawn Gary. They got obviously Parsons now. They got good DBs out there. They got a solid defense, but their offense super inconsistent.
Yeah, it's something about Jordan Love, man. I just see him throwing that pick that cost you the game in the playoffs.
That's what I mean. I don't. I wouldn't trust them per se. Chicago, I think, is the biggest what if team. I think they got tons of talent. I think they can be something, but it's just a matter of when they're coaching. I don't think Caleb Williams is as bad as what people say he is.
I
I
don't think
don't
so
think.
either. I think he'll have a better year, but he's still not going to figure it out this year.
I mean, sophomore year, yeah. So like, I wouldn't be mad at that. I think he's definitely got to grow. He's absolutely has to grow, and I do think the coach that he has is kind of incompetent to a degree. I don't think his head coach is the greatest coach for him.
Yeah,
But I like Caleb Williams' talent. I've seen a lot of positives when people are seeing bad. I've seen him do a lot of good things, at least as a rookie quarterback.
yeah,
All the stuff off the field, I can't defend that. But you know what I mean. But on the field, all I care about is production. I don't think they're bad, but they're the biggest what if. I don't think they're gonna make any noise.
Yeah,
I think it's really Detroit, Philly, and then I think you got Buffalo and Lamar and the Ravens.
no doubt, no doubt. All right, all right, all right. This could turn into a whole nother NFL conversation.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
I don't want to spoil the WNBA talking too much NFL. Hey man, I appreciate everybody listening. This has been Talking Game. Peace.